I'm glad to see you well. A deal well made. You won't be sorry. A pleasure to do business. This is what I have for upgrading your equipment.
Decided to climb my way up to this apartment here, and what do we find but more blood flies? What will we find in this apartment, I wonder? Hopefully the apartment gate key, because that's what I needed to open the gate that's down there. Is that guy okay? Yeah, he's just sitting there. Some bath salts. Okay. I think this body has been dead for a while now, so it's fine. But let's get him out of here.
Impressive how you managed to get there. Be careful. Those people in the oil tanks might still be around.
Oh, there you are. I didn't see you. People with the oil tanks. What are you talking about, old man? Am I gonna find some nefarious characters in here? Alright then. Let's see if we can find the gate key inside here.
You said whale oil. I got it for you. Not easy to pinch either.
No, you screwed up. It won't work without another tank, not enough blast. You gotta trust me on this.
Alright, alright. I don't know shit about explosives. Never said I did. I'll go out again later and find some more.
Good. You can't rush jobs like this. It takes a smooth hand.
You can't piss around here forever either. Eventually some wanker will see us and the howlers will catch wind. But I hear you. One more tank.
Well, I know exactly how I'm gonna handle this.
What's going on here?
Where'd they... Okay, there they are. Just gonna take that, thank you. Letter from Betty, I think. Sarah, things are rotten here in Dunwall. Nothing is the same since the coup. It ain't safe for no one, and there's no jobs neither. You get yourself back here and take your kids. It ain't right you should have them left with me for so long. Anyway, you didn't mention how sickly they was. Poor behaved. Now, you're my sister, and that counts for something. But when the new month comes, I'm leaving. There's no more I can do. I ain't their mother, and they won't listen. I can't afford to feed them no more. There's nothing left for beers or rent by the time they're done eating. And not a penny from you. Off to find your fortune in Karnaca. Some fortune. Well, that's the end of it. Bethy. That's just a burglar. Okay, so now who's who? Is the person who I just got Bethy, or is this Sarah? I'd very much like to know. Oh, you know what? It's probably the Steam. Yeah, that's it. So about that apartment gate key, is that non-existent? Desmond. What is this? Some nice silverware and dishes. Well, I guess that's it. Not very much for me to find. I cleared out the apartment of bloodflies, sure, and I found myself some money. But not so much that was all that worthwhile. I guess I am happy either way to clear out every nook and cranny. I always feel better after doing that. But sometimes these nooks and crannies just don't seem all that worth clearing out. You know? It's not like the back alley in Ocarina of Time. When you go into the back alley, you find a dying soldier who tells you about Zelda and Impa just after they escaped, and Ganondorf, and with him trying to chase them off, and then he dies right in front of you. That apartment had a dead body in it, but you couldn't talk to the person before they died, right? I don't know, it's just kind of lame. But you found that letter, though. I thought you enjoyed finding letters and notes and stuff. The Clockwork Mansion. Again. Is this the same note? Yeah. But the loading bar still says Aventa District above it. Clockworks and Chaos. Destroyed clockwork soldiers don't count toward the level of chaos. Yes, I was able to figure that out for myself.
Eliminate Jindosh and find Anton Sokolov.
In that order.
Welcome to my home, stranger. The door is always open to those with the will to pass the threshold. If you're here by appointment, then proceed and bide your time. Otherwise, I'd be remiss if I didn't inform you about the defensive mechanisms employed here, which are quite formidable. Many have entered without invitation, for reasons as myriad as the fish in the ocean. But of those who've dared to explore further, very few have found their way back out.
Meanwhile, I shall sit back and watch you try to scale my mansion as I sip my martini. Sounds like something he would say. Clockwork soldiers sold at auction. At an auction held by Jindosh, the grand inventor offered for sale two of his latest contraptions. Marvelous clockwork soldiers, the likes of which have never been seen. The mechanical wonders sold after fierce bidding for an astonishingly high price. I'm not going to say exactly what that price is, just know that it was very high. Even for me. Never before has the wealthy class been able to protect themselves and their holdings with such vigor and style. Prior to the auction, only the likes of Duke Luca Abel, and more recently our new Empress, could enjoy such protection. Having seen a demonstration arranged by the genius, natural philosopher himself, I was witness to what his soldiers can do. Woe to any trespasser or villain who crosses their path. I dare say Kirin Jindosh has discovered a way to end crime altogether. By building robots like an idiot. Judgment Day.
Well, this isn't the Terminator universe, so those rules do not apply.
Shut up! Terminators. Judgment Day. You die. What is this, a piano? No, it's just some pretentious artwork. He probably bought it for like $1 million coin.
Who would build something like this? And why?
Well, the somebody would be him.
Jindosh.
That's his name. Don't wear it out.
It's one of my great curiosities seeing how the common mind navigates these shifting rooms. I'm Kirin Jindosh, but you must know that.
Yes. Everybody knows that.
Anyone there?
No. Why would you ever think?
Firing of the mechanism?
Yeah, let's let him think that. Your clockwork mansion isn't as awesome as you think it is. It malfunctioned. Plot twist, you left one of the things out of place. A knob.
I knew I wasn't mistaken. You skulked about for a time, but in the end, your animal curiosity got the better of you.
Oh, shut up.
Come find me. Take whatever you seek, but all along the way, and I'll have your body carried to my lab.
Hold on.
At this point, the clockwork is scouting.
So, is the head gone? I'm gonna save before I do anything.
When this plays, search is underway.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes. Heh, your soldier isn't as cool as you think he is. That was very easy to defeat. And it's been a full year since I've played this game, I'll have you know. At least I think it is. I don't remember when I last played this game, actually. It wasn't this year. You made a big mistake putting your oil tank down here, buddy. On Bakers and Electroshock. My electroshock machine provides insights into the human mind, though admittedly the subject is damaged or destroyed in the process. The advancement of knowledge is usually worth the sacrifice, of course. Once having tested it on a baker, I found that I could obliterate the memories of his life and thus his personality, while not impeding his ability to bake bread. I thought it odd at the same time, but it's this exact effect I wish to reproduce on Sokolov. Sadly, I've never been able to reproduce it to my satisfaction. Sokolov, however, is no mere baker. If he refuses to aid me, it's doubtful that the machine could be used to weaken his willpower, without also obliterating the knowledge and capabilities that are so precious to me. Still, the thought of reducing Sokolov to a state of infantile stupor is satisfying.
What cruelty is this? With this machine, maybe you won't have to die after all, Jindosh.
No, instead, we will be satisfied seeing you suck your thumb as you question where you are. Clockwork Army Timetable. Jindosh, I was pleased to hear that the Duke has you working on a much less costly version of your soldiers. I saw firsthand what a handful of the soldiers did in Dunwall. With many more units, we should be able to assert much more military power following the coup. What truly concerns me is the timetable. When will he be able to give us a date? We have ambitious plans, my friend, and we cannot accomplish them without our grand inventor. Sincerely, Major Nico Filados, 1st Detachment to the Duke, Grand Circonan Guard.
This could be the end of the Isles.
Not on our watch. I look upon the craftsman. Did he paint himself with 3 hands? An unfinished letter on legacy. Honestly, I bear no ill will towards Emily Caldwin and her father, the Royal Protector. I never given a single fig for any of those palace-born nobles of Dunwall, so how could I think ill of one empress or another? You would not be incorrect in suggesting that my motivation for assisting the Duke were at least twofold. I wanted to advance the causes of natural philosophy for the sake of the work itself, and to show that those stodgy morons at the Academy, the light they very nearly extinguished. Further, of course, I am no stranger to infamy, and in fact, I am fond of it. But there's more driving the engines of my desire. Dynasties rise and fall with the ages through mundane catalysts such as famine, plague, or bankruptcy. Now, however, we live in a time that it is being shaped by a genius. Just as Roseboro, Sokolov, Joplin, and Hypatia have set the wheels of history spinning with their contributions, so will Kirin Jindosh. And it is my goal to eclipse those who came before me. No matter how the history books record the tale regarding this turn in power, it must be stated that it was only possible through advancements in industry and technological exploration. Power now rests in the hands of the brilliant, and the world will never be the same. Wow. What an asshole. Think you can get it behind me just by writing your name and referring to yourself in the third person? Yeah, good job.
This must be Jindosh's lab.
How'd you figure that out?
Okay, trigger exploration word. It's scouting.
Oh. I've made a huge mistake.
Playback. This indicates the search protocol is underway.
How impressive. Your robots suck! There's still one more. Is that you, my dear boy?
Kirin Jindosh.
Oh, you poor man. You poor, poor man. You can stay in there while I deal with this robot here. I have thrown 3 grenades at this stinking robot, and I missed all 3 times. Are you kidding me? Fine, I'll shoot you.
Search is underway. Triggering electrostatic discharge. Stand clear. Playback indicates the machine is now relying on audio stimulus.
Finally. That was stupid. Light along the inverse curve. What a nice title, I guess. Conditioning Sokolov. I'm tired of dealing with my old teacher. I'm confident that I don't need him to simplify the design of Clockwork Soldier, but without Sokolov, it could take years to reduce the cost of each clockwork, to design a version that can be built with cheaper, more readily available materials, and assembled by Duke Bell's half-witted factory workers. The Duke will get his clockwork army. I'll make sure of that. The question is, when? I'll keep experimenting with the electroshock machine, trying to get it just right. And if Sokolov can be made to help me, I'll continue using the machine on him anyway as entertainment. Wow. What an asshole. Note to Kirin Jindosh. Kirin, it's my hope that the pale stars look down with favor upon your attempts to gain Sokolov's favor, but if the old goat will not bend to your will, I can offer an alternative to merely keeping him locked in your assessment chamber and subjecting him to cruel electroshock therapy. I've started a new effigy cast in Sokolov's shape. Given time, I believe it might grant me some influence over your esteemed guest, Brianna. If only she knew. powering the electroshock machine. Note to self, there is insufficient power to operate the electroshock machine. Until this is rectified, I will have to compensate, freeing up more power for the electroshock machine by configuring the other laboratory platforms so they draw least power. Okay, so we should set it to the things that have the least amount of power. And that's anatomy and optics. So we'll do that for Bay
This must
1.
be the electroshock machine Jindosh mentioned.
Oh, also, this is the laboratory basement. There's stuff down here I could use. Oh, I have all my stun mines. Okay, well, that's good. Yes, there's a room here. Up there. Okay. Maintenance key. Okay. Wait, you just have one lone coin in this cabinet? Why? Oh, and in this you have nothing. Okay. Ah, yes, I left him in the elevator. I didn't get him out yet. Luckily for you, Jindosh, I won't be killing you. I'm just gonna leave you in this chair and then push some buttons. Hope you're okay with that. What if I just left him in this chair, got Sokolov, and then left? What would happen? Letter from Delilah. Kieran, you ask what the void looks and feels like, if it can be measured like real place. Here's my answer. Don't concern yourself with such matters. It is as real as anything I've ever experienced, but if you understood it, you'd know that such a statement makes as little sense as saying that I have been dead. The void is unspeakable. It is infinite, and it is nowhere, ever-changing and perpetual. There are more things in the endless black void, Kieran, than are dreamt of in your natural philosophy. Leave aside things beyond your reach, and be content that you are gifted with more insight than the common man. In other words, explaining the void to you is like explaining the inner workings of a battery to a dog.
Anton Sokolov, once the royal physician and head of the Academy of Natural Philosophy. In your prime, the most sought-after painter in all the Empire. My hero in younger days. Now, my puppet.
If you're going to use this inelegant-looking device against me, get on with it, Jindosh. Though I'm not sure what you hope to accomplish. I must admit to feeling a bit of professional curiosity as to the function of the apparatus.
Patience, friend, patience. The sequence of events is
The
important.
electroshock machine should work now.
You understand my electroshock machine, but when? Before or after that light leaves your eyes? And where does it go when it disappears? Who will tell me that?
Has anyone ever loved the sound of his own voice as much as you do, Kieran? Perhaps the device could tell us that.
No, sadly, it cannot. But what it can do is take from you the thing you love the most. Your precious intellect. If you won't agree to collaborate on the next clockwork prototype, I'll use the device on that brain of yours, Sokolov.
I refuse. If I'm to be a drooling idiot, at least I won't be bothered by any more of your rambling theories.
Oh, this is so deliciously ironic. I'm afraid your pleas fall on deaf ears. I don't think this needs to be here.
Should begin to go. Okay, shut it down.
Oh. You know what else could use some reconfiguration? Your face! Uh-oh. I was trying to do something cool. Come on.
Playback for detection registered.
Oh, thank God. I was able to cancel it.
Machine displays of some
was that explosion?
machine.
Awesome. Oh, stuff. Weird how I've never been back here either. Okay, I know it was Sokolov who left that up. Come on, man. The blood topology of Grim Alex. Yes, Alexandria's alter ego. Note to Anton. My dear Anton, I hope the sound of the clockwork soldier outside your cell doesn't disturb your rest. I find the solid footfalls and gentle electric hum to be soothing, but you may be of a different opinion. In fact, in your condition, the noise might be maddening, especially since the pressure plate for the exit in your cell is positioned tantalizingly within reach. But should you attempt to venture forth from the assessment chamber, like some wrinkled gray whiskered rat hunting through a labyrinth for a morsel of cheese, you will soon find your stoic guardian bearing down on you. You're an intelligent man. I'm sure I don't need to illustrate what those honed edges would do to your ancient and haggard body. Yeah, well, joke's on you. I took your stupid robot out.
Emily Caldwin, if you're here, things have gone further than I thought. But Kieran Jindosh?
Not dead, but I used his machines on him. His mind is not what it was.
You were an interesting little girl. You've become a fascinating woman.
Okay, you thought he died too, right? Come all this way and imagine he just dies just like that? Megan would be pissed. Only Anton can see Kieran Jindosh right now. More importantly, I wish Jindosh could see Anton right now. Jindosh entry on Whalebone. Today I'll raise the anatomy platform. Bring it up to the laboratory floor where I can resume my work evaluating the rune artifact. Even as a man dedicated to natural philosophy, I must admit that my association with the occultist, Brianna Ashworth, has renewed my interest in the study of whalebone. Given what I've seen over the past 3 years working with Brianna, I cannot entirely dispel the idea that the bones of the Leviathans possess unusual properties. When pressed, she speaks in the meaningless palaver of the spiritualist. In an attempt to find answers of my own, I have procured one of the so-called rune artifacts, considered heretical, of course, by the narrow minds of the Abbey. However, thus far, my examinations have nettled nothing of interest. A sample of human tissue affected by these runes might reveal more. Were I able to get, say, the jawbone of one of these poor sods burned alive by the overseers. I'm leaving that door open on purpose. Now, when I first played this game, I had a bit of an issue trying to get through this door. So I always save before... Excuse me? Thank you. So I always save beforehand just before I open it because I'm not sure if the game's going to glitch out or not. Or if the thing is going to glitch out or not. Okay, I think we're good. What happened is the PS5 did that thing where it's like, oh, this app is closing now because an error occurred. And I'm therefore unable to save any of my recording. It's dumb. Almost forgot, I need to be carrying Sokolov to bring him out. And then he just disappears. Okay. I'm gonna stay for now. Sokolov, you can stay in the carriage. I'll be back, okay? I need to find some things. Yeah, don't worry, it's important.
We're moving at last, but where is Jindosh?
How many people am I gonna see get hanged this month?
Do you know how long we've waited for this appointment?
Why would you give me
We've been here for months, but we've barely seen a third of the house. If he can replace members of the Grand Guard with those blasted mechanical men, why not us?
Do you have to ask? Can you imagine one of them pouring tea? It might take your hand off.
Give Jindosh time.
He didn't want his teeth broken out. Maybe he shouldn't have opened his
I
mouth.
wouldn't last a night outside.
No way!
Dear Mr. Hadros, it would be my pleasure to play a host to you and give you a personal demonstration of my clockwork soldiers as you take possession of yours. As you must know, the cost is exceptionally high, but once you see one of my creations in action, you will be unable to resist the purchase. Please arrive on the appointed date, between the hours of 2 and 3 in the afternoon. It is important that you arrive at the time I specified, as I might otherwise mistake you for an intruder. Sincerely yours, Kieran Jindosh. Unfortunately, I had to take both these goobers out. Couldn't even listen to their full conversation.
Neither would you.
What? I didn't even get to hear the beginning of your guys' conversation.
Please don't hurt me.
I wasn't gonna. Relax. That's the problem with, infiltrating places like this. Obviously, you're not supposed to be here, so if servants see you, they're just automatically gonna see you as a threat. And you know what? It's very depressing. Sokolov's needs. Note to staff. As you know, we have a special guest in the assessment chamber, the infamous inventor Anton Sokolov. While the facility is not noted for its creature comforts, I expect Sokolov's basic needs and bodily functions to be taken care of so they never become a nuisance. Well, if they already know, then why are you trying to tell them? Could have started the note like this. Just as a reminder, we have Anton Sokolov in the assessment chamber. Isn't that much better than saying the age-old, as you know? Because if it's already known, why is it being said? I mean, if you don't have a problem with it, then fine.
So many events in motion, each exerting subtle gravity. With Delilah, a new empire could be drawn, and all the old barriers broken. Much could be accomplished. My clockwork soldiers have played their part, but each costs more coin than a wealthy man sees in a lifetime. It could take years to find a solution on my own, but if Sokolov can be tamed, together we might refine the process, making new clockworks at a fraction of the cost. Whether I seduce my old teacher with the thrill of discovery, or whether I'm forced to apply the clamps to his flesh and turn on the voltage, no matter.
I just gave up. Don't worry about it, it's fine. Hi?
I hope you kissed your kids goodbye this morning.
These are witches. And unfortunately, they killed them all. Killed every last one. Before we leave, I'm going to take another pit stop to the black market. I should have enough money to pay for more supplies.
You did it. How is he?
He's frail and wounded, but he'll recover.
I didn't think it was possible. You must have a story to tell. I'll hear it back at the ship.
So even he survived.
Thanks again.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Come in, my friend. Always a delight to see you.
I don't think we can rob this one. Which is honestly fine by me, because she seems way too nice to rob from. So.
A pleasure to do business. You won't be sorry. This is what I have for upgrading your equipment.
Yeah, okay. If I don't make that upgrade, then I think I'm just gonna go crazy. And let's do this one too. Sure, why not? Alright, what is it? Oh, I was detected. Okay. By whom? Or what? Didn't kill anybody, though. So that's good. Found all the runes. Couldn't find all the bone charms because it was the whole thing. Special actions. Ghost between the cogs. Reached Kieran Jindosh without alerting anyone in the mansion, including Jindosh himself. A man of the people. Killed the leader of the Howlers. Once. Looted Aventus Station. Okay. Another strange visit. It's gonna be that guy again, isn't it? Kobe Bryant. Oh, so now he's gonna let me open this door. How nice of him.
The void, but somehow different this time.
Oh yeah, this is not his style.
Surprised I can pull you into this place? The
Not
outside
really.
marked me long ago.
I don't care.
I made you flee your precious tower and turned
Yeah. You know what? We're just gonna go.
Am I dreaming? If not, how is Delilah doing this?
I told you, when you're older, have sex to
You said that last year. Jessamine is younger than me, and she's a court every day.
business. Well, it's complicated. You'll understand someday.
What did I do? I'll be good. I swear.
Next year, I promise.
Oh, you didn't do anything. It's just that you're illegitimate. I had sex with one of the maids, and it's like gross to people. So you can't go to court. People don't want illegitimate children in court. They don't want illegitimate children to be empress either. It's weird. Gross.
During the day, Jessamine and I played games in the tower. But at night, I'd go back to the servants' quarters to cockroaches and thin gruel.
Oh no.
I didn't bring it. Would you like to tell people? We were just playing.
Who's here now?
It was her. Delilah's lie. She broke it.
Okay, just because you ask a child what happened and they're like, oh, she did it, doesn't mean that's what happened. Jessamine a kid. Doesn't matter that she's a princess. She's obviously gonna lie. Because that's what kids do. If they get in trouble, it's too much for them, and so they lie.
Mother and I saw the nastiest parts of Dunwall, ending up in debtor's prison. Jessamine died quick on an assassin.
Okay, listen, I feel bad for you. I feel bad for you and your mom. And that's horrible. I'm so sorry that happened. But that doesn't give you the right to come into my tower, murder my citizens and guards, and then turn my dad into a statue. What's the matter with you, asshole?
I don't know whether my dear old aunt is telling the truth or not.
Well, she's the main villain, so I would imagine she's just lying. Meet with Megan Foster and Anton Sokolov to discuss the next steps in your effort to take down Delilah and the Duke.
When I was young, the Loyalist conspiracy that kidnapped me also took Anton Sokolov. They brought him to the pub where I was being held and locked him in a cage meant for dogs. And you know what? Sokolov laughed at them. He taught me lessons and told me funny stories. He seemed immortal. His mind shaped our age. That's changed. The old man I rescued doesn't talk much. He eats what we give him, groans in his sleep, coughs out blood. I thought he'd tell me the secret to defeating Delilah and saving the Empire. But I'm not even sure he knows where he is.
That's horrible. Doesn't even have any King Street brandy to drink. Does he?
I'm with you, even in the void. If only I could do more.
Mother? That wasn't a dream, was it?
Am I to blame for Delilah's bitterness?
No.
Yeah, it seems like it.
She's the one who orchestrated the coup.
Our decisions have weight. I feel my time drawing to an end.
I mean, you're like partially to blame, but not entirely, okay? So, you know, don't worry about it. Thank you. It's something I should say to your face, but that's hard for me. Thank you for what you did, bringing Anton back. What would I have done without him puttering around the ship, mumbling and stroking his greasy beard? I wanted to find him on my own, but hearing what you went through, I'm impressed. Anyway, enjoy this bottle from the Captain's Reserve. Good stuff. I got it from an aristocrat. Went in quick passage out of Karnaco a while back. You'll need it now that Anton is back. If you want to sleep, his snoring cuts straight to the bulkhead. Interesting. Oh yeah, I didn't read the rest of the Clockwork Mansion. What else did you write, Emily? Okay. Sokolov is safe. I rescued him. The man spent years serving my family, educating me in both intellectual subjects and... what does that say? Body humor? And now a small part of what I owe him has been repaid. I'm just sorry I couldn't offer him more comfortable accommodations. The dreadful whale, dank and cramped as it is our home for now. He's been living here with Megan for years, But in his current condition, I wish we could make him more comfortable. I was able to stop curing Jindosh. His weapon to mind won't be a threat now. His thoughts scattered and his memories destroyed by his own device, no less. When Sokolov is feeling better, maybe we'll have an opinion on whether I did the right thing or not, by not killing him outright. Anyway, it's a relief to know that the last clockwork soldiers remaining in the Empire are the only ones there will ever be. I dreamed of Delilah. No, this was more than a dream. I was in the void. Somehow Delilah brought me there. I don't know if she was showing me the true past or a fabrication. She spoke of my grandfather, Emperor Yuhorn Jacob Coldwin. History says that he was a man of honor, who served his people. But Delilah showed me all his promises unfulfilled, all those easy lies. And she showed me my mother, Jessamine, as I never imagined her, spoiled and petty, entitled. And finally, a great injustice, Delilah's mother dying in a debtor's prison. I have so many questions, but how do I sort the truth from the lies? Hard to do, I'm sure. It can be easy to say, well, obviously Delilah's lying because she's the villain. But you always ask questions. Always question what's right in front of you. Because what if not is all is what it seems to be? It's also interesting how they have a debtor's prison in this universe. That was a thing in England during the 1800s.
To make his clockwork soldiers at a fraction of the cost. Clever.
And that's one of the reasons why
Sokolov's making better progress than I would have expected.
Are you talking to me? Anyway, that's one of the reasons why Charles Dickens wrote Christmas Carol, is because he saw how awfully his people were suffering because of the times.
Good to see you're still with us. Thank you for helping, Anton.
Sokolov's not the only one making a rapid recovery. I'll be good enough to leave soon. There's a lot to do. Of course, unless the Duke falls, he'll undo my best efforts here.
Then we'll have to make sure Duke Luca Abel doesn't overstay his welcome.
Karnaka's key leaders are flawed, for certain. After all, this is
I think that's a nice way of putting it.
And the time of the coup has passed. Whichever ones are left standing could change things here. Consider that, as you come face to face with the Duke's remaining associates.
I appreciate your thoughts on the matter, Alexandria.
Letter from Lucia Pastor. Dear Dr. Hypatia, I couldn't be happier about the news that you gave me. The people here in Dust District desperately need someone like you. I understand that you cannot see patients in Addermire anymore, and that it's too dangerous to go back to your apartment. I'll arrange something. We'll find you a safe place to hide and give free consultations, as you suggested. I'll send word about it via the Miners' Family Committee, and some friends I have the Silver Spike newspaper. Welcome back to the city. Lucia Pastor. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I don't think it's Pastor. That's not a name, that's a title. That's a position. Blood of the Abel House. Chapter 4. Introduction. What about the first 3 chapters? This chapter will focus on Edithia Abel, steward of Colero. With sword in hand, she swept the marshes of raiders, sacrificing her life for Serkonos. We will provide newly uncovered insights into the exploits of Rabanos Abel, who built the ornate wooden bridges of Sagionto. Follow along as we map out the expansions occurring under the Abels, through which trade routes to the other isles were established, bringing riches to the nation state. Even as waves of settlers continue to join Serkonos from Morley, the Abel's balanced growth against Serkonos culture. In later chapters, we will detail the times of Theodanis Abel, true son of Serkonos. Brave and benevolent, he united the East and West, as no other before him. Even the rowdy people of the Bastillion swore loyalty to him. One Isle, one Serkonos, united under House Abel. Lastly, we will settle on Luca, who rules today, partaking in feasts and merriments of all kind, bringing joy to our fair isle. That's one way to put it. Ow, face.
The Empress has risen. A peaceful sleep, I hope.
Not really.
Anton, when I brought you back, you could barely speak. But it's been 3 days.
They tortured him. His body is covered with bruises.
Delilah has the throne, and my father is missing. This is Anton Sokolov, the greatest mind in the Empire.
No, Emily. Megan is right. I can make electricity move from one side of the room to the other, but Delilah is beyond my understanding. When I came to Serkonos, I meant to leave everything behind. But when the assassination started, I couldn't ignore it. By the time Megan and I connected the murders to the Duke, it was too late. The Crown Killer came for me. It kept me alive from my knowledge that I saw things. Jindosh often had a visitor, Brianna Ashworth.
She's the curator of the Royal Conservatory.
Yes, Ashworth is dangerous. As obsessed with the occult as Delilah. Apparently, she's working on a device called the Oraculum.
There's more to her than either of you know.
If Ashworth is one of Delilah's lieutenants, I need to eliminate her. Who knows what this device is capable of, or what she's up to.
Temporarily close. Yeah.
It'll be good to see the Royal Conservatory, even if it's closed to the public.
There's a spark in your eyes. Something other than hate, which surprises me given all that's happened. Maybe I should begin a series of bloodfly-related sketches. Infested corpses and the like. I've never paid a visit to the Royal Conservatory, but allegedly it has a number of unique pieces. The familiar creaks and groans of the dreadful whale. I lie awake listening, just to remind myself I'm safe again.
Good to know you believe that. Started painting again. My thoughts dart here and there. I'm at the whim of my aging brain. I smell an orange and it triggers a memory. All at once I'm a boy back in school, suffering under the cruelty of Professor Oliphant. For horrible wigs and the smell of old wool. The wool reminds me of my suits. I used to have them custom made. The suits remind me that I was once a man of position. And then I'm thinking of my own cruelties. Terrible deeds, performed in the name of science, progress, or profit. And then I'm flooded with regrets and guilt. Then, just as suddenly, I am hungry, or thinking about my knees or a nap. And if I could quiet my mind and apply myself to a task, say painting, like today, it is of little use. I find it odd that at a time when I thought I might enjoy some rest and expand on my paintings, that my eyes are not as sharp as they need be, and my hands quiver unexpectedly. The smell of the paints assaults my nose and muddles my thoughts. Did they always smell so? Still, I have begun to work on a canvas. I have no name for it yet.
trouble remembering my mother's face sometimes. But there might be some resemblance.
Painted from memory. While trying to learn more about what the Duke of Sarkonos was up to, I began hearing a name I hadn't heard in almost 2 decades. Delilah Copperspoon. We painted together for a time, but her obsession with the occult and the Caldwin family took her out of my circles.
I saw some of her paintings. Beautiful, but somehow sinister.
You knew Delilah? All this time traveling with you and you never mentioned
My
that?
past is none of your business. You don't own everything, Empress.
Another life, another life. Megan came to Karnaca to reinvent herself. Maybe I did as well, but the Duke of Sarkonos had other ideas.
Okay, Megan, we're trying to stop Delilah. So, I mean, if you know anything that could help, it would be greatly appreciated. That's all I'm saying. She's gone. What an asshole. Everybody is an asshole. I never said that I did own everything either. Where the frick did that come from? A trip to the markets. Megan, I have thought of a few things I need when you go into Karnaca. I'd give them myself, but you know what it's like for these old bones to walk so far. I need to take my medicine. I need a smaller shirt. Seems everything I own falls apart off me now. And you're right, I suppose I need some soap. And a good hair tonic for my beard and what's left of the sides of my skull. You liked the Tibian stew I made last week. So if you'd like to have that again, get a lamb, if we can afford it. If not, don't worry, my appetite isn't what it used to be. A bit of bread and a few shrimp will get me through most days. But don't forget the wine. If that's not too much, I could use some more paints. Out of Krolin, Ochre, and Ultramarine.